This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com.
Previously on TV Tuners.
$5 trillion.
Simple job. We'll only have to break 3 laws.
Get the new Dr. Gold exclusive gold package available at drgold.com. Get more gold.
I found Abraham Lincoln's bones in Stair's closet.
Holy shit, a Gundam! Ah!
Wow, that was a very private, personal bathroom experience.
And now, TV Tuners continues.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. Thank you. With us, as always, is our co-host and... I'm your host, Swanson. And with us, as always, is our co-host and social media liaison, Stairmaster.
Hashtag clapback. Hashtag... No, I'm the monkey. Wow!
Whoa. Crazy stuff, man.
Such defiance. I could watch that for a half hour and not get annoyed. With us, as always, is our other co-host and lead scientist who's befuddled, Kieran.
Hey, what's going on? Steve Carell is... He's not the best guy in town.
Yeah, he's real out of control. It's a real... But your relationship with him seems odd, because you at some point seem to respect him.
Yeah,
You know, I respect
for reasons.
I respect his gumption, and also I think reality is being held together by tenuous threads in this world.
Well,
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably true. So welcome to TV Tuners. If you like what you're hearing so far, why not subscribe? That's right. You can subscribe on all of the podcatchers of your choice. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and more.
Are we on Podjizz?
That's right. We're newly added on
The
there.
Podjizz and Xpod.
That's right.
And
You can go up
Fetcast.
there. You can go up there, give it a glance, and subscribe.
And Ashley Podison.
Well, we don't like to advertise
If you
being
like
on Ashley
sleep-
Podison.
If you like cheating on your spouse, TV Tuners is the podcast for you.
Yeah.
We are now
and-
the Cuckcast.
And hopefully our listener list doesn't get leaked.
Yeah, that would be damaging to probably them more than us.
I mean, they'd be mad at us too, right?
Yeah.
They
They would
might
probably kill
unsubscribe.
me, since I'm the easiest target of us all.
That's true. You're very easy to find. And yeah, if you like what you're hearing, give us 5 stars. Maybe give us a little review action. We'd appreciate it. You can also find us on Twitter at TV Tuners. And
What?
use the hashtag TV Tuners, and we'll give a glance at what you're saying.
No way. You're crazy, man.
Yeah, go look. It's there, full of TV content, and definitely not
Okay.
just like Gundam shit posting.
Let me check this out. Okay, apparently the intern is paying attention to this conversation because they tweeted out that we are now the Cuckcast.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds
Um,
highly inappropriate for a podcast channel.
They've also retweeted a solid gold Homer, who's 500
That's TV.
feet tall.
That's TV.
That's TV. TV. Falls under TV. So yeah,
Oh,
TV
that's
content
just-
confirmed.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like anime on here.
There's a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, that's not TV, but you know what? Good enough.
I mean, video games are on your TVs.
Yeah, but are they TV?
Yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and say that this account is good and leave it at that.
It's a tune-in?
It's a tune-in on the TV Tuners podcast, official Twitter.
Yes, TV Tuners Twitter, tweet of the week. Confirmed.
And if you have any comments, questions, quips, foresights, or otherwise, you can send them to us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kieran?
Oh, God. Shoot. TV Tuner at Yahoo. There we go.
That's right. And with that out of the way, it's time for our Tweet of the Week segment. What do you got for us this week, Star?
This week's tweet comes from Twitter user Spartan117 at SpartyMoShow, who tweeted out this little bit he wrote. He or she, probably he. Sony, heh, your move. Microsoft, shit. Sounds of paper shifting rapidly. Space Force Xbox! And it's a picture of a board cube in space.
Interesting. Would you play a Space Force Xbox?
No.
I mean, depends on what games it's got on there.
Well, consider you'd have to go to space to play it.
Okay, but what if they've got, like, I don't know, like a Yakuza game that's not released anywhere else?
Oh my god! Oh, I guess I'd have to become an astronaut then.
Yeah. Like, imagine if they are like Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, playable exclusively on Space Force Xbox.
We changed the story even more.
Oh, they
That's
said
right.
China
now
was...
you're Sephiroth.
Like, other countries would send up satellites to hijack the Space Force Xbox. So
well, I think this cube is too powerful for that.
Yeah. What, would you rather play The Last of Us Part 3 or whatever bullshit's coming out on PS5?
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm first of all tuning in on this tweet. I'm going to get that out there.
Yeah, that's a tune in.
I thought we were all going to tune out on it.
No, that's a tune in.
I mean, it didn't make me laugh, but I like the effort behind it, and I think the idea of a cube
explain
in
the
space,
effort part to me.
They put out a script format for it. That's effort, and they
found the picture of a board cube, which I'm sure is very hard to find.
Yeah,
it's very difficult to reach over and hold down the shift key. I mean, and press the semicolon key at the same time.
Listen, I'll say it's more effort than gets put into the TV Tuners Twitter account.
Ooh.
Average tweet.
Wow, if the intern were listening to this right now, they would probably feel pretty bad.
They would probably kill themselves.
Well, yeah. I'm not the one being blackmailed by the intern, so I can speak kind of freely. So
yeah. We'll leave it up to the viewers to figure out which one of us Keo is referring to.
Yeah, whoever guesses it correctly gets a special prize from the TV Tuners intern. Yeah, it's good stuff. That's a good tweet. Quality work. Good. Congratulations, SpartyMoShow. A winner is you. I guess Stair didn't say if he was tuning in or not.
I guess I'll tune in. Peer pressure and all that.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Congratulations. Good tweet of the week. Nice, succinct.
Cube.
Just how I like. Yeah. Perfectly cromulent tweet of the week.
Wow. And we need to use more TV vocabulary in our everyday sentences on this podcast, I think.
What, you mean like broadcast?
No, I mean like made-up Simpsons words.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
I can't wait till we talk about inanimate carbon rod.
Oh, that might come up.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe. All right, well, with that out of the way, let's get into what you guys watched this week. Anything interesting?
I finished Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta.
How was that?
The ending was pretty nice, but very abrupt. There's no denouncement or anything. The final battle happens, and then that's that, and you have to wait for Mobile Suit Gundam ZZ to come out.
Oh. So they don't do the Mobile Suit Gundam Beta?
No. Beta comes before Zeta in the Greek alphabet.
But they don't do, like, Mobile Suit Gundam Beta, and then they do Mobile Suit Gundam Beta Cuck.
What? Cuck is not a Greek letter.
Stair, you need to read up on your Greek history.
I guess there was a lot of... No, there was not cuckoldry. That was not a... I guess in the...
Yeah, you have to think about that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Are they waiting for Mobile Suit Gundam Omega?
No, that's Charge Counterattack.
Oh.
Which is basically like the prototype for End of Evangelion. It was a really excellent film.
Nice.
I recommend watching it.
So, in light of recent events, I watched RoboCop.
Yes!
Interesting. Okay. Would you say he's the only good cop?
Your move, creep.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. RoboCop is definitely not a good cop by any standard.
I mean, he's better than most cops today.
Okay.
Debatable.
So
I mean, he still is a tool of capital. That is kind of the point of the movie, but
yeah, the point of the movie is that there's like this evil corporation that made RoboCop, and that's why he exists. And they don't really drive home the fact that he shouldn't exist.
Yeah, they sort of back off of that part.
No, I feel like it's very clear that he's an abomination.
Well, especially in the sequels, they back off that one real fast.
Well, yeah, because the sequel's written by Frank Miller, and then the third one was just to sell toys, so they gave him a jetpack.
Wait, the sequel's written by Frank Miller? How did I not know this?
You didn't? Wow, you didn't know that?
Yeah, no.
Well, but they make it real clear that he's an abomination, but then it's like, but still, he goes on adventures, and he's a great guy, and he gets revenge, and then the movie's over.
And like, oh, maybe he's human.
Yeah. So things worked out great in the end after all.
Yeah, but all he did was just like change who the CEO of the corporation was.
He didn't really solve the problem. Also, the cops.
I think that's
the cops were corrupt, and they don't even address that at all.
Yeah.
No.
And
that's intentional on the filmmaker's part, Keo.
It's intentional, but. Well, how? But it's not really addressed very well at all now, is it?
I don't know. If you're listening, why don't you at Keo with your RoboCop opinions?
Yeah. No, Keo Rain, was this your first time watching RoboCop?
Yeah, and it's not what I was expecting it to be.
What were you expecting it to be?
Well, I was expecting it to just be jerking off the police the whole time.
Oh.
Where he's just like the best cop and everything's great.
So you were not expecting sort of like a somewhat satirical take on...
Yeah.
Yeah, not at all. But they didn't... I'm saying they didn't go far enough with it.
I think the problem is that it's not really over the top like it was back in the 80s nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, this is very mundane by 2020 standards.
Now, Keo Rain, were you at all prepared for the violence in that movie? It's pretty gory.
That guy got fucked up.
Like, they were shooting him for 5 straight minutes and he was still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little shocking. But the core conflict of the movie throughout the entire movie was that RoboCop did stupid things and didn't tell anyone where he was going. And I thought that was kind of funny.
Were you prepared to see the dad from That 70s Show as a bad guy?
No.
Bitches leave.
Yeah, and also to utter one of the most iconic lines in action movies.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give a tune in on RoboCop.
Have you seen Total Recall or Starship Troopers?
No, what's that?
They're by the same director. No, you've seen Total Recall. I made you watch it.
That's the one where Arnold's on Mars.
Yes, that's the one, and we're not sure whether it's a dream or not.
Did I actually watch that, or was I not paying attention to it?
That was one of our patented movie nights. I could have sworn you were there for that one. The one where he says, "See you at the party, Richter." Oh, I guess you gotta make Keo watch Total Recall and Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Starship Troopers is definitely way more of a satirical satire.
The satire is, I feel like you would enjoy the satire element more in Starship Troopers.
For instance, there's a factoid that I remember that Starship Troopers is based on a work that was obviously fascist. And then the movie sort of plays with that. RoboCop was considered a fascist movie by some people on the political left when they viewed it.
And RoboCop was loosely inspired by Judge Dredd, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's the fascist read on it? Is it because they treat RoboCop as a hero when he's like a murder machine?
Yeah, I think so, but that's also definitely part of the satire element.
Yeah, that's what we call the adaptation problem. That's hard to depict war and stuff in movies without, also condoning it.
Yeah, I don't know. There kind of was a series of events that did kind of come off as propaganda, where RoboCop would conveniently stop a rape that's about to happen or something. It was like a little montage where like there was like these guys are like about to rape this woman, and he just shows up. He's like,
"Yeah,
no, you don't do that." And he just like the perfect gunshot through the fabric of her skirt to kill the guy,
just like real life.
Yeah, just like real cops do in the real world,
all the time.
So yeah, I thought that was a little iffy. Maybe that's what people had an issue with.
Well, probably today, but this was more at the time it was released. I'm going to give a shout out this week to What We Do in the Shadows. Recently finished up their second season. It was a gangbuster.
Oh, wow.
What
Very good. Gangbuster? Highly recommended.
Gangbuster means it was good, I think.
I've never heard that as a noun. I've heard it as a thing. Well, I've never heard that as like I've heard that it's like an object of a sentence. It's gangbusters.
Now you have.
Okay.
It was good all around. There were at least 3 truly standout episodes, and the rest of it was still real funny.
Wait, how do you use that as a object statement?
That was gangbusters, or it did gangbusters. Ooh, I don't know. I'm bad with words. Maybe I'm full of shit.
No, you're valid, Stare.
Thanks, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that show still. I only watched it for the pod, and I was like, "Oh, that was pretty good." And then
I don't know how much I can entice you guys, but there is an episode that might be my favorite thing on TV, comedy-wise, this year.
Do they fight the Predator?
No, but one of them does have to run away and go live in a small town in Pennsylvania and become a bartender.
Like Cheers.
And he names himself Jackie Daytona.
Oh, okay.
And all he does to change his identity is have a toothpick in his mouth and talk with an over-exaggerated American accent. Or no, he doesn't even change his accent. He still talks with a British accent. And he, for some reason, gets really involved in the only sport in town, which is the girls' softball team, and is trying to raise money for them.
That sounds fun.
It's a very fun episode. Also, Mark Hamill's in that episode.
Ooh.
As a rival vampire.
Oh, I was hoping he would play the softball.
No. He does also get involved in the softball team, though.
All right.
But yeah, there's also an episode involving 70s disco vampires, witches, zombies. It's good stuff.
Does it have a little man?
Is there a little man? There's a doll. There's a doll that inhabits the spirit of a ghost.
But it's a male.
No.
Okay, then.
Not a little man.
No, it's a creepy doll lady.
So that's a tune out on What We Do in the Shadows season 2.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have to respect Keo's wishes here.
Yeah.
No little man. Unless you count, Guillermo, the guy who looks like Redacted.
No, he's not little enough.
Oh, a littler man.
Yeah, we're talking like a miniature man.
I mean, they turn into bats. Does that count?
No, they're little bats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think there's any little men.
Okay. Well, I'm going to wait till I find a show where there's a man you can hold in your palm in the show. And I'll check that out.
Yeah, I mean, you let me know when you find it. Because I guess I would be interested too, mildly. Yeah, now, you don't count like Webster, that show with the little black kid from the 80s?
No.
I mean, dictionaries are fairly small compared to people.
Or Different Strokes. You don't count that.
I guess
that kid was Gary Coleman was pretty little.
Wait a minute, is there golfing in Different Strokes?
No.
Oh.
No. It's
Different Strokes is about a wealthy white guy who adopts 2 black kids and teaches them life lessons.
Okay, then.
Yeah, no, that's not a little man.
And I guess there isn't a dictionary in Webster either.
Also, there's a mildly terrifying episode of Different Strokes where one of Gary Coleman's friends gets abducted by a pedophile. Yeah. Oh no, that's a separate episode. There's also one where a pedophile abducts another friend of him.
Yeah, wow, tells him intense. If he tries to get help, he'll hurt his parents.
Yeah. Also, Nancy Reagan showed up once on that show, so fuck that thing.
Did you say shot up once on that show?
Showed up.
That would have been cool if she did heroin, I think.
Yeah, that probably never
the camera
happened,
just zooms in on her wrist slowly, like in the corner.
Yeah, that's probably a performative art piece someone's made somewhere. Where someone dressed as Nancy Reagan.
I mean, I could see the message, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like that art... Like the performance art in Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, they're just quoting The Last Dragon.
Anyway, that's a tune in on What We Do in the Shadows. Go watch it.
Also tune into The Last Dragon. That's a good movie.
Did I say my verdict on RoboCop?
Yes.
Yeah, you said tune in.
Okay. Hey, Stare.
Hi, sweetie.
What you got there?
Oh, are you talking about in my pockets?
Yes.
Here's some quarters.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Oh, yeah, maybe we won't talk about what's in my pockets for the entire duration of this episode.
What, you got something in there that's, like, bad?
I also have a knife.
Well, I could... I could... Uh-oh. Yeah, well, I could use those quarters.
For
I
what?
could use that knife.
For laundry.
For what, Swanson?
Stabbing.
Whom?
Whoever I feel like. Anyone gets too close.
Luckily,
we're on a Zoom call, so there's no...
Stare, it seems like you've got more in those pockets.
I do also have a Derringer.
Yeah?
Yeah, for self-defense.
Oh. Okay.
And I guess when you shoot someone, that's like stabbing them with a bullet.
And Stare, why do you have that Charles Bronson-esque mustache that you're growing out there?
Oh. To match the Derringer, of course.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know, so I can pretend that I'm... Yeah, I can pretend I'm like on a riverboat gambling.
Yes, Dad, why are you wearing cargo shorts today?
Because it's hot out. It was 85.
Oh, okay. But why are the cargo shorts just loaded with like stuff?
Yeah, it seems like I guess that's why cargo shorts are a thing, but no one really uses it for that purpose.
Well, there's also
like, Stare, you're basically like Tommy Wiseau right now.
Stare, you just pulled out an entire bottle of Hennessy.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not having a good...
It's not even open yet.
Yeah, I live a life, you guys, and it's not going great.
Why do you have a Jax game set?
Oh, well, you know, your birthday was coming up.
Hey, Stare, turn around for a sec. Is that a tech deck in your back pocket?
No. I also got this action figure of Jax from Mortal Kombat, Kia. Would you like that? He's got robot arms.
Oh, I would like that.
It's like 1/3 of the way to RoboCop. All right, well, let's get to the news, huh?
He looks good in those cargo shorts.
Yeah, they really do work. They really do a wonder on his fat ass.
Yeah,
that was fat with a PH, obviously.
All right.
Yeah, I love watching him turn around in those cargo shorts once.
Really show it off. All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, cargo's not the only thing I'm hauling. If you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Yeah. The news.
News.
Yeah. As we talked about last week with our guest Andy, the Looney Tunes is coming back, sort of, for HBO Max.
No way. No,
but it doesn't look like it'll be coming back quite the way you expect. For one, I doubt there'll be blackface.
Oh.
And for two, I doubt there will be less overt racism.
Mm.
And for the big thing, Elmer Fudd and his shotgun are no longer.
Well, what's he going to be carrying as an accessory then, Swanson?
A katana.
Better
close.
character, honestly.
Close?
Close. The executive producer and showrunner of Looney Tunes cartoons, Peter Braungart, said of the new reboot that they're gonna have to do some changes to some things. One of them being that there are going to be no guns in any of the cartoons.
Another one, Bugs Bunny now has a snowboard he rides everywhere.
Yeah, he also says, "What's up, dudes?" Yeah. So Mr. Fudd, as he's named for this experiment here, is going to be embracing a variety of weapons in public, none of which resemble his gun: an axe, a spear, multiple sticks of dynamite, and in one short that's been released so far, a scythe.
Wait. Hold on. They're replacing guns with, like, violent horror movie murder weapons.
Yeah, honestly, the picture of Elmer Fudd running around with a scythe chasing Bugs Bunny conjures up more grotesque imagery than just a gun.
Yeah, I mean, or throwing fucking dynamite at Bugs Bunny, that makes me think of, like, Rambo.
Like, here, I'm gonna post this image here, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus!
And Keo can describe it.
Okay, so let's start with the background. It's just kind of like a scenic, like...
Oh, God.
Like a scenic field, like a couple of hills here, a tree in the background, some splotches of color. Are those, like, supposed to be flowers? I don't really understand what that is.
Yeah, it's a real Looney Tunes background.
Yeah, so we have Bugs Bunny here. Are his gloves usually, like, this off yellow color?
I think he's practicing safe social distancing by wearing gloves, but he's also failing to practice safe.
You know what it is?
He's not wearing a mask.
I bet he broke into Elmer's garden, and he's wearing gardening gloves.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
So he's really, like, kind of casually, like, running away from Elmer. He doesn't seem threatened at all. He's, like, got this cheeky smile on his face. He's looking back like, "Hey, ain't I a stinker?" But Elmer, he looks really scrunched up and angry. But,
but like, I don't think it's the right kind of angry for a murder another sentient being with a scythe.
Yeah, it's more of like he's irritated, and also I don't see, like, any real ferocity or murderous intent in his grip on this scythe. Really?
Yeah, there should be, like, veins on his hands bulging and whatnot.
His fists don't even seem to be clenched around the axe. He's just kind of holding it.
He's really bent in a weird way, too. Is this like a still from the show, or is this like promotional art?
This is like a still from a cartoon that has already been released.
Is this like an in-between or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it looks strange. But, yeah, hopefully Bugs Bunny doesn't get, like, graphically, like, murdered here with a scythe.
I'm going to guess not, but to hear Braungart talk about it, we're not doing guns when asked about Yosemite Sam, another gun-toting character. But we can do cartoony violence, TNT, the Acme stuff, all of that gets kind of grandfathered
in. Lame. I'm picturing Elmer Fudd with a katana doing, like, the unsheath attack.
Yeah.
And then, like, he comically cuts the wrong thing in half.
He cuts its own clothes off somehow.
Yeah, right.
So it all falls off, including its underwear. And he just
I'm sure there's funny stuff to do with him having a comically large scythe. Like, that's funny. But, like,
weird choice.
Swanson, do you like the idea of Elmer Fudd accidentally cutting his own clothes off, and then it reveals his fully erect, uncensored penis?
And it's really big, too.
I would say that part's probably something that should be left on the cutting room floor.
It's 8 inches and uncircumcised.
My thing with this mainly is that it seems like an odd choice, given that, like, crossbows are right there. No one really is worried about those.
Oh, you want him to be, like, trying to kill bugs like Joffrey murders prostitutes in Game of Thrones?
I mean, At least the crossbow is some semblance of what he used to carry before.
Oh, it should be like a regular bow, not a crossbow. That's weird and medieval.
Oh, yeah, I guess a bow is fine. Like even if you wanted to take the guns away, you don't have to add all of these weird weaponry. But also, Elmer Fudd's like... Elmer Fudd's like a comic character.
I don't think Elmer is skilled enough to wield an English longbow.
Yeah, you know, didn't they have to, like, do eugenics to breed longbowmen?
Oh yeah, Elmer Fudd is not any version of eugenics.
Maybe they could have Scott Steiner voice him.
Oh yeah.
Like I think a longbow would be taller than his body. It would be pretty interesting seeing him wield that.
Yeah, my thing is that like Elmer Fudd is not competent ever in any cartoon. So it seems weird to decide that like I guess the whole thing is that you don't want the guns at all in any of these cartoons, which fine enough. My thing is more like no one in Looney Tunes who uses guns is competent ever. Like Yosemite Sam, I guess, at least knows how to use them more than Elmer, but still.
He just fires them randomly into the air, though.
Give Elmer a Gundam. Or he gets a Zaku. That would make more sense.
Imagine if he was chasing Bugs Bunny around in a mech. Better.
And like tripping and...
Actually, that would be a fun Roadrunner short.
Yeah. Wile E. Coyote, get in the mech, or else Bugs Bunny will have to.
I don't think Wile E. Coyote cares about bugs.
Well, yeah, so he wouldn't get in the mech. Until Roadrunner showed up.
No, they would make Daffy get in, and then he would just crash it. And he would come in with a very scorched face.
And then, after a few seconds of simmering, he would go into a fit of rage.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Anyway, it remains to be seen what other possible changes will come, but this first one, sure, why not?
This better be funny. If they're going to bring back Looney Tunes, it better be really funny. It better be like modernized, hilarious humor for the whole family to enjoy, or I'm going to be mad. I'm going to post on Facebook about it.
There need to be jokes about how there's a Cheeto in the White House.
Oh, God, no.
Hey, imagine if Bugs Bunny went to the White House and was like, get a load of this carrot.
Yeah, if he went to the White House and cross-dressed to seduce Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's modern, right?
Yeah, and made out with him.
Yeah. But Donald Trump wasn't interested until he started speaking with a Russian accent.
Wow,
and also showed him his ID and was clearly underage. We
should write for SNL.
Yeah,
now, SNL will never talk about anyone being pedophiles because they don't want to draw attention to the Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
Because half their producers are involved in that.
I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna send SNL an email here saying up and coming podcasters wish to join the writing team.
Oh God, they'll probably accept.
We don't want.
If you mention you're biracial, they'll probably hire you.
Wow.
Well, maybe not.
Oh. I'm sorry.
They're more likely to hire us if we say something about Keel Rain being biracial. And then fire us once it gets uncovered.
Yeah,
like
here's
this.
What you say.
Like what I just...
You say you have a biracial associate that you've recruited and is compliant with your demands.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Keel Rain is biracial. He's Italian and American.
Yeah.
The two races.
Yeah,
the only one.
That's right.
And I'm a human being as well.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm from planet Earth, just like you guys, and having a great time here on Earth. It's been a great 3 years.
You always tell me you love doing regular human type activities.
Yeah, like gardening.
Yeah, and I am enjoying the nitrogen-rich atmosphere we have here.
Yeah, you
there is a lot of nitrogen.
You did list one of the human activities as breathing.
Yeah, which I want to do.
I'm breathing right now.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I do.
Me too.
I do enjoy breathing. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't count it as an activity.
And I do enjoy
sort of a basic
nitrogen.
Function.
Right. Yeah, I got a little confused on that before. Breathing's not an activity. Breeding is an activity.
Oh, I love to breed too.
Yeah, that's good. It's good stuff.
DM me if you want to breed me. Well, I guess you can't. Sorry.
Yeah, DM the intern and
Yeah, the intern can give you my Discord, I guess.
All right. With that out of the way,
let's
move on. Huh?
Okay.
That could have only gone downhill from there.
Yeah, there's a new show hot off the presses that everyone's dying to talk about. Oh, of
Another
course,
new
talking
show?
about Space Force, that show everyone loves.
Including us? ? Find out.
Yeah, the Trump administration, of course, also has a whole thing that they're doing called Space Force. But oddly enough, Netflix was able to successfully... I mean, I don't know. Probably not, given that Netflix was able to successfully secure the trademark rights to the name Space Force in multiple countries around the world.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Hold on.
And no one from the government decided to stop them on that front, so...
Does this mean that the Air Force and the other branches of the military have their own trademarks?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So, like, the thing mainly is about foreign branches, so...
Well, Swanson, you've just ruined Stare and my merch idea, but we were just going to sell U.S. Air Force merchandise.
Like, you...
And they have the TV Tuners logo on them.
Yeah, get ready for our new podcast, TV Marines.
Our new podcast, the United States Coast Guard.
Yeah, the official United States Coast Guard podcast.
The official podcast of the Coast Guard.
God, that would be a funny
Buy our t-shirts. Name. It's just like a boat sailing out to sea and my face is like in the sky smiling.
Yeah, I would totally do that if I wasn't sure like some government guys in suits would come take us away or something if we tried it.
If like a guy wasn't going to come to us in the middle of the night and put a pillow on our face and shoot a pistol into it.
So we can't do an FBI thing.
We can't do the official FBI podcast.
FBI female podcast inspector.
Ooh.
I guess we listen to female hosted podcasts.
Yeah, that could only go well. I don't see any problems
Ladies,
with that.
if you got a podcast, hit me up in the DMs.
Yeah, we could just be really creepy the whole time, and at the end we'll rate their voices for sexiness or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
oh, no.
We'll make sure to turn up so you can hear our breathing.
Oh, that's a 10. Yeah, so...
I bet she's hot.
She sounds cute. I'd like to make her my wife slave.
Yeah, so obviously the thing here that's perhaps the strangest is that no one has planned any sort of, like, retaliation, any sort of reaction to this.
I think they probably want everyone to forget about this horrible idea.
Yeah, and not, like, the idea of
the show or the military organization?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the whole thing here is that they just don't want to act like it's ever a thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
In fact, one spokesperson for the Air Force told the Hollywood Reporter that they're not aware of any trademark conflicts between Netflix Space Force and Trump Space Force, going so far as to add, "We wish Netflix and the show's producers the best in their creative depiction of our nation's newest branch of the military."
Wait, so they're actually doing it?
I mean, either that or that person was just really hoping to hedge their bets.
I want to join the Space Force. I want to be like a shooting like aliens or whatever they're planning on doing.
Yeah.
Or like launching nukes from satellites into third world countries. I don't know.
I guess this makes a sort of sense because there's really going to be no confusion between, I guess, whatever Space Force merchandise you could find for the TV show, which why would you? And any Space Force merchandise you could find for the military, which why would you? So, you know, but the government, the U.S. military does like collecting trademarks. So,
I don't think we should militarize space. After watching Gundam, it seems like it would suck to fight a space war.
What if you like got the pilot of Gundam?
Oh yeah, that's cool and all, but then you get shot, and then you're like, it either explodes or you get sucked out, and then you're just hurtling into space, and that's really bad. And they have to pick you up with the giant robot and carry you back, and that's really humiliating.
What if you're really cool at it?
Well, that's the thing, Swanson. We can't all be really cool at it. There's
yeah,
only
but
one
you
Gundam.
specifically are.
Okay, I've got a different idea. What if we just don't go into space, but we have Gundams like on the surface of the Earth, and we'll just do that?
Okay. And like, there's a
well, then if you
want to
fly, you'll have to get like a rocket sled to ride on top of, and that seems very scary to me personally.
Well, we'll have a tournament like Swanson said.
Ooh.
Yeah, we get like a fighting tournament.
Wait, we have tournaments instead of war?
Ooh, that's right.
People will die at the tournament, though.
Yeah, it's just natural.
I mean, when giant robots are fighting, that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Well,
also, all the rich people live in space and not care about collateral damage, so there'll be no...
Obviously.
Yes.
All right, fund it. What's the next news story, Swanson?
We do not want Trump to see G Gundam. We must not let this happen at all costs.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine how gross the Gundams would look?
I hate to alarm you, but there is currently a VHS set of G Gundam sitting on the Oval Office.
Oh my god! How many tapes would that have to be? Since it's 50 episodes.
25 tapes. Can you fit 2 episodes on one tape?
Yeah, I guess. Well, but the thing is, they're not gonna max out because they want to sell more. So it's gonna be like 3 episodes per tape.
I really hope they don't have any of those old train commercials on there from Cartoon Network days.
What? Lots and lots of trains?
Yeah.
No, that'd be good because then we get public transportation.
Yeah, but like
he would do stupid trains, like like trains to bring him milk or something.
We're gonna make a train. He's gonna make a train Gundam. Wait, no, that'd be badass.
Listen, people, we're doing it. We're bringing back the milk train.
What if Trump watched G Gundam and decided he wanted to build the Sombrero Gundam and nothing else? The Tequila Gundam.
We're gonna have a Gundam patrolling the border. It's gonna be the Tequila Gundam. You already know what it does.
They respect it.
Mexicans, they'll know to respect it because it's wearing the garb of their people.
It's going to be fantastic, people. And best part, Mexico's going to pay for it. They're paying for the sombrero. All right. Well, let's get off the political subject real quick and talk about something that's not at all politically motivated. Or motivated at all by current events. The Paramount Network, formerly Spike TV, and A&E canceled their 2 most popular cop shows, Cops and Live PD, respectively.
By complete coincidence, unrelated to current events.
What's Live PD?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with anything going on. Live PD is sort of like Cops, but worse.
Oh.
So first off, I'll start with Cops because that's the easier one because we all know what Cops is.
Yes.
Well,
Cops is a show.
I don't think people under 20 know what Cops is.
I think people know what Cops is.
They might know what it is because of Shrek.
I watched Cops like, I don't know, a decade ago or more. Is it still the same?
Yeah.
It's still on, yeah.
Yeah,
Cops somehow ran for 25 seasons on Fox and then was resurrected in 2013.
So I vaguely know what Cops is. It's like the cops, it just shows the cops doing their job, and it's like, it doesn't show them shooting anybody, really.
Yeah, they sort of just purposely go out of their way to find people that they know will be good for TV, and then they just sort of
like the I Can Break These Cups guys.
Yeah.
What a great guy. I wish he broke the cups.
I thought he did.
No, he didn't break the cups.
He was unable to break the cups.
What a shame. See, if he was in a Gundam.
I'm sorry for depriving you of that thought.
I don't think he broke those cups either, but I like 90% of me didn't think that, but 10% of me held out hope.
Yeah. Now, Cops wasn't the big rating success that was Live PD, but it was still putting in, and I mean that, but it was bringing in pretty decent ratings. But apparently, the current situation has led to some differing opinions on
what
a show just called Cops.
What current situation for the people listening to this in the backlog 20 years from now?
I think they'll look at the date on this one and figure it out.
Look, I'll just say for people in the future listening to this, the country we're recording this in currently might not exist by the time you're listening to this.
Okay, and disclaimer, Stairmaster says this every week.
Yeah, but to be fair, I didn't put a time frame on it this time.
That's true. That's usually his downfall. He's learning. As for Live PD, like I said, it's like Cops, but worse.
I assume it's set in a PD.
Well, how's it worse? Does it show them like brutalizing people a little more?
Yes.
Okay, so Cops is like Gundam, but Live PD is like 8th Mobile Suit Team, where it just focused on one location.
The series followed embedded camera people in police departments around the nation, broadcasting mostly live nights of American policing on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah, exactly.
The show faced a wide series of criticisms because of, the departments were being encouraged to seek out participants who made exciting TV. The show claims that it's journalism, which means that they don't have to get releases to air footage of the people it films.
That's not journalism.
There's also, some more wider issues like lionizing police forces and other propaganda-esque things that you could accuse it of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that just because you're filming something that actually happened makes it journalism.
Okay,
yeah. I'm no expert.
I mean, listen. I'm not going to disagree with you, but I mean, this show brings in more than 2 million viewers, Kyorain, on Friday and Saturday night.
That's crazy. So, yeah, actually, maybe it is journalism. So if I go to Swanson's house and I kick his door in and film him, that's journalism, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Of course, this also says nothing of A&E's own admission that it destroyed footage of the death of a Texas motorist, Javier Ambler, who was killed by police during a traffic stop that a live PD camera was present for.
Wow.
They destroyed the footage?
That's right.
Oh, wow, that's shocking.
Wow. So much for journalism, am I right, guys?
To be fair, A&E stated that it was never asked to furnish such footage for investigations.
Oh, I wonder why.
Huh. Interesting. Why could that be?
I wonder why.
They were just like, yeah, you can keep that. That's fine.
Yeah, do what you want with that footage. We're not gonna worry.
We already did an investigation, and we put the guy on desk. Dude,
what a country!
Our top guys looked into it, and they determined it was okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we got these great guys. They're these three guys we got at the office here. They can figure out anything. They figured out what happened, and it's fine.
Anyway, the A&E released a press statement that reads as follows. This is a critical time in our nation's history, and we have made the decision to cease production on Live PD. Going forward, we will determine if there is a clear pathway to tell the stories of both the community and the police officers whose role it is to serve them. And with that, we will be meeting with the community and civil rights leaders, as well as police departments. Yikes.
What did they need the cops to tell them?
Yeah, they need someone to come over there and tell them that they don't know how to solve this issue? like you would if, I don't know, anything else happened?
The cops are going to say, yes, we do want more cops on television. Make it happen.
They would say that they want it to be like a traffic stop where they could have, I don't know, about 5 show up at the same time. Because they're just bored. Anyway, yeah, I mean, look, these shows have been on for so long at some point that we just sort of come ingrained to them being there. And so them leaving seems monumental. And, maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. I would like to hope that it would be, but who knows? All right, let's head on over to a segment near and dear to everybody's hearts. It's Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Kieran.
Uh-oh. That's the theme, right, Swanson?
That's a theme. Welcome to Trailer Blazers, where we talk about the latest and greatest in trailers. This week, we're talking about movie?
What? Yeah?
We talk about movie.
Movie?
Why?
This week, we watched the movie trailer for Bill and Ted Face the Music, the third movie in the Bill and Ted franchise made 20, 30 years after the last one.
Yeah. It seems like these two lads haven't changed that much.
Despite being
comforting
older.
and terrifying.
Yeah. I think the most disturbing thing in this is that they managed to make Keanu Reeves look old. A man who's barely aged in 20 to 30 years. And yet...
All right, so...
Clearly
what's
old.
Bill and Ted? Is it like about time travel or something? Is that what it is?
Yeah, they're like two slacker dudes who like have a band, and then they go through time and like meet some historical figures. George Carlin's there.
Yeah, eats death.
Yeah.
And there's like a dead guy, and they have to puppet his body around. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Exactly.
That's a different movie. Perhaps a worse movie, I guess. I don't know. I haven't watched Bill and Ted in a while. It probably doesn't hold up.
And then they punch out some dinosaurs, and that causes it to rain donuts in the present.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I seem to recall that Bill and Ted had a couple of the couple F slurs in there, so probably not. Probably doesn't hold up super well. But yeah, the movies were like pretty well liked. At least the first one was. The second one was less.
Here's my hot take: Speed is better than Bill and Ted.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Speed's the movie where they got like
the bus that couldn't slow down.
Wouldn't the hot take be Speed 2 is better than Bill and Ted?
It wasn't a bus. It was like a train, and it was like heading towards like a nuke or something.
No. You're thinking of Atomic Train.
Oh.
Yeah, starring
and the nuke
Rob
was
Lowe,
on the
train.
Favorite. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are we have to do that for the show?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, and they're here, older, but still ready to...
Are they wiser?
Stuff.
Okay, here's what I have to say about this trailer. I don't know what this movie's about.
They're going to steal the song that's supposed to change the world.
Yes, they were prophesized to bring about world peace and have everyone be excellent at the end of Bill and Ted 2. But now it's 2020 and the world is shit. So they gotta go to the future, and in the future they're very buff and in prison, it seems.
Yeah, I guess that's the big shock at the end there, is that they're big.
That's like Eagle Quest.
Oh yeah! Wow, the second Eagle Quest time.
I wonder if I can pull it up next week. Maybe we should watch Eagle Quest. Huh?
I don't know. Yeah, you know. Would you like me to read the premise as described by Wikipedia.com?
Yes, the free online encyclopedia that anyone can edit.
That's right.
Please.
Okay. Now enduring the monotony of middle-aged life, William Bill S. Preston, Esquire, and Theodore Ted Logan are warned by a visitor from the future of the need for them to create a song in 78 minutes that will save all life on Earth and the entire universe. The pair work with their families, old friends, famous musicians.
They copied that episode of Rick and Morty, I see.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, this is, they're sort of just copying Rick and Morty on this one.
That's sad.
Wow.
Really I mean, everyone does it.
Yeah, that's the phrase everyone says is Rick and Morty did it first.
Yeah, and it's pretty much true in every situation.
Yeah. Now,
so that's a tune out on Bill and Ted then?
Probably. Kid Cudi's in this, I guess, if you like that.
What's he do?
I was gonna say
he plays himself, so.
You'd love to see it.
What's he do IRL then?
Oh, he's a rapper.
Well, what's he do though, other than rap?
Act.
Does he jump?
Yeah.
I'm sure he jumps. He
sort of kind of hops, I think.
Yeah.
Does he slide?
No.
Oh, I don't think.
So he only has one move, and that's jump.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't want him in my movies.
Now, also in this movie is Bill and Ted's separate daughters. Can you guess what their names are?
Jill and Bed.
Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
I guess slightly better than that. It's Wilhelmina, aka Billy, and Theodora, aka Thea. Little Bill, Little Ted.
That makes sense, I guess.
Although naming someone Little Bill probably doesn't work for.
Yeah, no. Canceled.
Millennial aged minds who remember that show.
Oh, that show's ruined.
Yeah. Thoroughly tarnished. Anyway, this movie, I guess, could be good, but I probably won't watch it.
That's a tune-in for me.
Oh, yeah?
I like Keanu.
Yeah, I mean, he could be fun in this, I guess.
Well, I will give this movie credit. I guess it's slightly more enticing than the average trailer I've watched. Which isn't saying anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's not saying too much, I guess. But, it could be something. It could be nothing. It's hard to tell with this trailer.
You have to tune out on this trailer.
All right. Well, that's it for Trailer Blazers. And with that out of the way, it's time for us to head into our main event. We watched the show, and now we're going to talk about it.
Trackers.
No.
Actually, do we want to talk about Trackers for just a brief moment here?
We did watch 25 minutes of it before giving up.
Yeah, sure, why not? We did something sort of unprecedented on the show so far. Normally we just sort of grin and bear it when we watch a boring show. But this time we said nay and decided to watch a different show, which was Space Force.
Yes.
Originally we were going to watch this Cinemax co-production with South Africa network called Trackers, but it was bad.
Yeah,
boring.
And there was no nudity either. So what's the point of putting it on Cinemax?
Yeah,
so,
I mean...
okay. I took a mental note at the very beginning of this show that it's a bad sign when you start your show off with people in a bar being slightly rude.
Yes!
Yeah, like, isn't the whole point of having rude bar patrons to have one of your protagonists beat them up and seem cool?
Yeah, but then you have these Dutch elderly people talk them out of it. I guess they're not. I guess they're Dutch.
Then you have this guy who looks like Richard Attenborough come up and stop him and be like, no.
Yeah, and our hero here looks like a knockoff Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Sort of. Bearded Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Anyway, not much else happens.
Yeah, the show jumps around between like 5 different characters we all don't care about.
There's a sad woman
thing we see.
And there's a guy who looks like Bubbles from The Wire.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he got his throat slit because he snitched. And I guess there's a cop woman and cop man who are trying to figure out the terrorist plot.
Yeah, the most interesting thing was pondering that maybe that guy would live, but then he just dies later.
He gets his throat slit in public.
It's pretty...
but not in an interesting way, in a boring way.
Yeah, not in anything.
There is a chase scene that goes across several streets and a rooftop, but it's very slow and ponderous. All around the show, it's like a shittier version of Homeland, if y'all remember that show.
Oh, yeah.
Which
so,
I think is still on the air.
No, it just wrapped up.
Oh, rest in peace.
So, like, it's Homeland Season 8?
Yeah. But in South Africa.
That makes sense.
And no tension. Or there's no lead actress with any charm.
Yeah.
So
we decided...
This show's set in South Africa, and we go 14 minutes before we get a black character who has a name on the show.
Yeah, South Africa, baby.
We had to meet Hat Guy first.
Very important character. So as you can imagine from that show, we had to make some adjustments, and we decided to stop what we were watching and move on to another idea, watching Space Force on Netflix.
This was one of the options Swanson presented us with, but I had heard that it was SNL lib garbage, so I chose Trackers instead.
And, yeah. You know how... And the rest, as they say, is history.
There is that element to that, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. It kind of goes away after the second episode, or the first episode.
This is just more, like, boring comedy than, like, milquetoast liberal opinion.
It's very misaimed comedy, I think. Like, there's a mark, and we're not on it.
Yeah, it's misaimed, and also, I don't know, something's just strange about the way this is written. It's written as if all the characters know they're on a show, I guess.
Do you want me to hear... Humor. Yeah, do you want me to give you my take on this show? My hot, like, headline take on this?
Yeah, get out of the way.
Space Force is worse Avenue 5.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, man, Avenue 5.
Yeah, that was not impressive. That was not an impressive outing by
Danny
Fatucci. whatever his name was.
Honestly, I feel like, did you call him Danny Bonaducci?
No, I call him Danny Fatucci.
Oh, okay. Armando Iannucci, I think, probably would have done really well with this material, which is odd because he chose Avenue 5 instead. Mm. Like, I feel like if he were the one in charge of this and not the dude who wrote The Office, it might be a different show, because this feels very much like something that he could work with, maybe.
Yeah, well, this is more in its wheelhouse, for sure.
Yeah, because, like, what this show should be, or at least what it seems to want to be at some points and other points doesn't want to be at all, is a political satire. But it's not.
It doesn't commit to the political aspect because, for one thing, they never show the president, but they constantly reference him.
So they don't even say his name.
Yeah, they really don't. They want to have it both ways, but you can't.
Yeah. And they also, it veers, especially in the second episode, into workplace comedy. Mm-hmm. And falls into, like, the traps of that, especially when you're dealing with people who are not likable.
Yeah, if you're going to do workplace comedy, just do workplace comedy. Don't have your pilot be a different tone.
No, they actually start off with workplace comedy.
Oh, yeah, there is a little bit of him before he joins the Space Force for a scene.
Right, yeah. But that's the scene you start the tone of the show off with, which is just, like, unbelievable workplace comedy, which does not really make any sense. How the heads of military are just, like, goofballs in the room.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, in real life, these would all be, like, a bunch of boring, weird Mormon sickos.
Yeah. And we established that the Steve Carell's character, who I had not learned the name of, so he's just called Steve Carell.
Nard.
Mark Naird.
Yeah, it is shown that he is a weirdo, but his main trait is that he's incompetent.
Yeah. But also, I guess, like, he's kind of nice sometimes, which makes him a guy you should root for. Like, the tone of the show doesn't seem to know whether or not we're supposed to like him or not like him. It wants to have its cake and eat it, too, in terms of his characterization. Yes. You either have to make him an incompetent buffoon that we detest, or you have to make him someone who's, like, cartoonish, but, like, you either have to make him Homer Simpson or you have to make him Mr. Burns.
You have to make him early Homer Simpson or, like, zombie Simpsons Homer.
Yeah. You can't make him one or the other.
But yeah, it kind of too badly strains believability to have all these characters exist in a military setting.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, shouldn't the military guy be the closest? Like, he can't be completely the straight man, but he should be the grounded one, and the scientist should be centric or something.
Or, like maybe the other way around, something. Because, like, the scientist guy is essentially supposed to be the foil, John Malkovich, who's trying his very best with the poor material he's being given.
But he's also kind of wacky, and when he shouldn't be, I think.
Yeah, and at the end of this first episode, he seems to respect him for some reason.
Yeah, everyone's kind of wacky, and no one's taking it seriously, really.
Yeah.
Like the episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes to space, they seem to treat the stakes more realistically.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, that episode had an inanimate carbon rod. What does this episode have? A Russian guy who's a spy. Ooh,
and an
funny.
Ebophile.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he might just be doing it as part of his job. But still.
Yeah, I guess. So let's start with the beginning here. Mark Naird gets promoted to a full 4-star general. And he's hoping to take over, I guess, from the Air Force.
Fun fact, there are technically 5-star generals. Mostly in American context during World War II and I. And also, I think, technically, the NATO.
So, like, a 5-star general, like, who's he report to? No one?
I report to the president. Like Dwight Eisenhower was a 5-star general when he was Supreme Commander of Europe. And George Washington was, like, technically a 6-star, but they didn't give him... He was made the 6-star in the bicentennial in 1976.
I wish I had 6 stars. That would be awesome.
Also, I think North Korea has a 6-star general.
I wish we had 5 stars on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, or Letterboxd.
Yeah. Give us 5 stars on Letterboxd.
We need to make a
TV Tuners movie.
We need to make our own Charles Counterattack.
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess our own end of Evangelion.
It would be called Stairs Retweet.
Yeah. That would be a good title.
So yeah, he instead gets positioned into the new Space Force, which is a military branch that's been newly discovered or newly launched.
Newly discovered.
Patrick Warburton is here along with some other celebrity cameos.
Oh, that's who he was.
Yeah, he's the Marine guy. I think that's who he is, right?
That is perfect. Yes, he's a commandant.
Yeah. And he gets the only sort of funny joke here where he talks about how he doesn't like space because it's icky and he can't figure out if no one can hear you talk or not.
No, why you can't hear people scream.
Yeah.
He's basically Cuddy from Seinfeld.
Pretty much, which is like, yeah.
Imagine
which is all you need.
Warburton played Cuddy on Seinfeld.
That's right. Oh, Putty. We've had this conversation before. Yeah, he played Putty on Seinfeld. Cuddy would be the guy from The Wire.
Yeah. That would also be interesting, but I don't think anyone from The Wire is on this.
But all I was thinking when I saw Patrick Warburton here was that would be a better show. He could play a buffoon. Steve Carell can play a buffoon well, but he can play a buffoon in a way that would make the material somewhat better.
Did I ever tell you guys I was once on the same plane as Patrick Warburton?
Whoa. Did you, talk to him?
No, I didn't want to. I was flying to California with my dad. I was like 13, and my dad's like, "Oh, he probably gets bothered. Let's leave him alone."
Yeah, it's probably the smart thing to do. But now your story's lame, so.
But in retrospect, really, how much fan pestering do you think Patrick Warburton gets? I think people like, "Yo, Putty," and that's it.
Yeah, probably.
And my dad would have been like, "I loved you on the Tick."
Yeah, And I think if he had gotten that, he would have been like, "Oh, thanks." He probably gets a lot of Emperor's New Groove comments.
I think he gets more Brock comments than Emperor's New Groove.
You think? Emperor's New Groove is pretty popular.
But I don't think people know Patrick Warburton in it. I think they just know the movie.
I mean, he's the voice of Kronk.
Yeah, but I don't think they know that.
Do you think he gets any Joe Swanson?
Oh God.
Yes. That's probably the one he gets the most, right?
I hope not.
Yeah. It's probably the one he gets
Andy.
the most, let's be honest. You don't think he gets mentioned for his role in the classic CBS sitcom Rules of Engagement?
Wait, Rules of Engagement? Is this like in a bakery or something?
No, rules as in rules to follow.
Oh, Rules of Engagement. So he's like
Rules of Engagement.
I thought you said rolls.
Anyway, he plays a guy who's it's a show about being married, I guess.
It would be funny if he was a bakery show. Rules of Engagement.
David Spade was also in this, so it wasn't good.
Yeah, so everyone's wacky, and therefore no one's wacky. Rest in peace, this show.
Oh, that's all you had to say on that, huh? Had more to say on the show we didn't watch.
So it goes.
So yeah, he tells his wife, we're moving to Colorado, and she's not happy.
Wait, is that his wife?
That's a funny joke, I guess.
But who's the lady in prison then? I thought that was his wife.
That is his wife. It cuts to a year later. Did you not?
Oh,
did you miss that part?
Wait, so how did she get up in prison?
That's the gag.
It's a really funny gag when Stair and I both missed the gag.
I'll give it this. It's a twist of sorts. It's something, I guess, but
what happened, Swanson? You gotta explain this to me now.
I don't know what happened.
They don't explain it. It's just she's in prison a year later.
They don't explain what happened. I guess you're supposed to want to find out, or it's a gag that we'd never know what happened.
They should have had a smash cut to the jury.
Honestly, you know what? If it's a gag that we never found out why she's in prison, that's kind of all right. You know what? I appreciate this ridiculous, dumb meta joke that no one would like.
Yeah, where the wife's just in prison for the rest of the show, and he visits.
And he references that his wife's in prison, but never explains why.
Wait a minute, that's just Arrested Development, having a wife in prison.
Yeah, but they explain why. You know why they're in prison.
Yeah, no, I mean, that setup. I mean, this
isn't set up at all, though. This is just he goes and talks to her later, and she's in prison.
It's also like really secondary to.
Yeah, she shows up once and leaves.
Yeah,
and isn't in the second episode at all. That's
according to Wikipedia. She comes back in episode 6 when Mark is planning to visit Maggie in prison for a conjugal visit.
Oh, that'll be funny.
But is interrupted when India launches a rocket that appears to use U.S. stolen technology. Or stolen U.S. technology. The U.S. did not steal it.
Isn't it really funny how the feuds with China in this one? Ooh.
That's funny, very weird because they have it happen, but then there's no consequences.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
It's just a running gag, like, ooh, those Chinese people, hey.
And they seem way better at it than we do.
Yeah. It's kind of like in Cheers when they would have a rival battle with the bar across the street.
Yeah, but was that bar better than Cheers?
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
But did everyone know your name?
No.
Well, so Cheers is the better bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the idea what they're going for is that, like, the U.S. is the underdog now. That's what I was getting at, because Cheers is always the underdog in these battles with the other bar. And, like, if that's what you're going for with that, other than my other theory, which is that it was just a wacky, fun idea that they thought would be hilarious.
Yeah. I love it when media portrays America as David when we're Goliath.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping, though, that it's just to show a contrast of their incompetence with an actual competent Space Force.
I mean, that would be what a better show would do, probably. Yeah, I would have more faith in a show that was better written than this doing that. But
I don't know if it's good or not that there's no like face for the Chinese in the 2 episodes we watched.
I would say that coupled with the fact that Steve Carell in 2 separate episodes makes light of the fact that there is a Chinese man working for him. A bad sign.
It's funny that, I guess it is funny that the only representation of the PRC is this satellite that's just like this ominous harbinger of ownage.
Yeah, that's something, I guess. But yeah,
it's
I would say that
it's sort of like that car in Mr. Bean that he's always running off the road with the 3 wheels. Except instead it's the other way around, the antagonization.
Yeah. So we get him in. We get him in Colorado.
Quickly established that Steve Carell doesn't listen to his advisors at all, and he wants to do it his own way.
Yeah, which means that like this is a character that we cannot like.
And we can't really root for him because he's making all of the problems himself.
Like, this would be fine if he understood that, yeah, the rocket's probably going to explode, but he also has to appease Congress, because then we'd, like, have something to relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really establish the pressure he's being put under at all. It's just kind of stated that he's got pressure on him, and that's it.
What do you mean, Keel? We get that wacky dance sequence that was totally necessary for this 36-minute pilot episode.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm glad they didn't go the route of having like an obnoxious congressman character show up.
Oh, we almost got that, but luckily avoided it.
And pressure him into
avoided it. We got
something.
it.
Well, I mean, we had they get like 5 lines of dialogue, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was too many. It
could have been so much worse.
I you know what? I'm gonna go the other way around. That was unnecessary completely. I don't need it. If you're gonna go political in this show, when you're trying not to so clearly, yes. Don't give me milquetoast AOC.
Yeah, don't give us that. Just give us a scene of Stephen Carell smashing a telephone like in Chernobyl.
And some lady who I guess was supposed to be Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, except they try to make her cool.
Yeah, and I guess who was the guy supposed to be? Dick Cheney?
He was Chuck Schumer, I think.
Oh, so they were just all
like.
Yeah, so like I don't know. It sucked ass.
Did
that
you
kind
get
of
the
thing.
Names for the politicians? Like,
no, are they listed?
Pelosi was Representative Potosi, and the AOC one was Annabella Yasudrio Campos.
Please stop.
I
Why can't they just use real names? I don't even get it.
I will say there's one good name in this entire show, and he only shows up for a little bit in that first intro. The general of the Air Force is named Kick Grabiston.
I thought you were going to say Theodore the dog.
Oh, no. That's a good one, too, I guess. But Kick Grabiston is a pretty funny name, so good on them. Should be the name. That should be the name of the main character. Just saying.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah. You know? So we get introduced to all of the other main characters sort of through him walking through his office. And
his secretary does not do his job whatsoever. Which is funny, like in an office comedy, but in the military you'd think he'd get fired.
Yeah.
Or like court-martialed.
That's the thing. You're supposed to think that this is like a disorganized fledgling organization. And like you get that idea, but also they're successful at the end of this episode.
But this organization's like less coherent than the Marines and Aliens.
Also, why didn't he kill anybody with his service pistol at any point?
I don't even think he has a service pistol on him.
Why doesn't he have one?
I think he just keeps it in his office.
In case.
Lame.
In case he finally needs to,
kill himself. Well, it seems like it should be on the table for this life.
I mean, maybe maybe later. Right now, he's probably right now he just wants to quit, I guess, by the end of the second episode.
I just found the name of the Chuck Schumer parody. His last name is Schugler, which sounds like the guy from Community.
Oh yeah, Kugler.
Was that the What's Up, Fellow Teens guy? It's been so long.
No. What's Up, Fellow Teens guy? Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, but who'd he play? What was his character's name?
Oh, and that? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so they have this launch that they're going to be doing, and all these Congress people are here, which is why we get that asinine scene with the Congress people.
Yeah, so the Dr. Robotnik doesn't want to launch the rocket, so Steve Carell tries to, launch a side rocket. Apparently they just have rockets set up ready to launch at any given moment.
I think it was a missile.
Yeah, but it's a test missile, so...
Yeah, and we get another comedic actor who would be really funny if they were given more to do. Roy Wood Jr.'s here as the Army liaison. And he gets a little bit here, nothing real great, and then just back to doing nothing.
Yeah, he gets a joke about how fast Steve Carell's walking.
Yeah.
Which was gut-wrenchingly funny, by the way.
There was a joke that made me go, that could be funny, which was when he says it was 4 middle schools worth of money.
Yeah.
Which that would be a funny joke and a satire. This is a workplace comedy. So it's not as funny.
Yeah, I still can't get past how this is a workplace comedy where it doesn't feel like the kind of workplace it would be simulating.
Yeah.
Because, with The Office, you could imagine an office where they act like that.
Yeah. Right, and it feels like it's trying to be The Office, but with a subject matter that is, inherently political. You picked something from politics.
This is literally about imperialism. In the first 20 minutes, we have him giving a speech at a high school or whatever the fuck, about how we're going to put boots on the moon. American boots.
And the president's presence in this show is a few offhand comments about him when he should be looming much larger on the story, right?
Yeah. We also get introduced to Ben Schwartz, aka Sonic the Hedgehog, who plays a character that Steve Carell refers to as Fuck Tony because he doesn't like him. Fun little business there. He gets absolutely nothing to do, which is a complete waste of a really funny guy. So that's fun. It's good. I love it. I love seeing a comedian that I like who gets nothing to do.
I can't wait till we were writing, directing, screenwriting trio where we can just cast whoever we want in something and just have them do nothing.
We'll be called the TV Brothers.
Yeah.
Or I guess the TV Trio.
Yeah, probably the TV Trio.
We'll be called the Black Tri-Stars.
Like, let's get Keanu Reeves on and just have him, like, say a couple lines and then leave.
We'll have him, shoot one person.
Yeah.
No, we'll have him, like, take out his gun and then point it and then say, ha, just kidding, and put it away and then leave.
Because outside of Steve Carell, what does anybody have anything to do in this? Like, I guess John Malkovich has some, like, lines that he can read that are, like, funny.
He sounds like he's on Prozac or Xanax.
Yeah, probably. If I were doing this show, I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, I wish I wish Jonathan Banks was Dr. Mallory.
Well, yeah, but he's kind of a busy dude. Also, I don't know if I would buy Jonathan Banks as a scientist. I'll be honest.
He would be grumpy and pissed off.
Yeah, but I would not be able to separate Jonathan Banks from.
I think if this was like a period piece, if this was like a 60s period piece, I could see Jonathan Banks as a space scientist, but maybe not in 2020.
I don't need a 60s period piece on the Space Force. We already watched that horrible Apple TV Plus show.
Yeah, what is with us in space?
It's no good. What's TV shows in space? Why do they suck so bad?
Yeah, we love it. We live it up. We love outer space. That's our favorite. Every show we watch about space, we tuned in.
We should watch
so we get introduced, we get introduced to like all the other scientists, which is where Steve Carell gets to make some fun racist jokes. And then for some reason,
he accuses a guy from Iowa of being a Chinese spy because he's Asian.
Yeah. And for some reason, we get introduced to another comedian with nothing to do. Chris Gethard shows up to be Eddie, this random dude who shows up and I guess is a recurring character. And no one knows why he's on the base. I guess. Is that the gag? Yeah, I mean, he says he's the janitor, but I don't see him cleaning anything.
Is that the joke?
I guess. I don't know. He's described only by his name, Eddie. In the wiki here.
I don't know. I can't tell what's the joke and what's not the joke in this show because so have we done our laugh count yet? Because mine's 0.
Mine was 1, which was Patrick Warburton.
Well, my brain is broken, so it's very difficult to make me laugh.
Yeah, but you do it disingenuously on the podcast all the time.
I try to do that to seem more human.
Oh, I see. Gio Rainey's learning. Shut it down. So yeah, we get introduced to all these scientists and stuff. Eddie's here. I guess he's like random dude. It's pretty funny. So then comes one of my most egregious casting choices here. Fred Willard shows up. Recently passed Fred Willard. As Steve Carell's dad. And the gag here, I guess, is that Steve Carell doesn't want to send him to a home, so he's just a, bewildered old man.
Yeah, that was a little... It's kind of bleak.
It's bleak now, yeah. Now the guy's dead, it's way bleak.
I didn't even know he was dead, but it was just bleak how out of touch this old man was and how the system had failed him.
I didn't find any humor.
I almost enjoyed the black comedy, but,
I didn't find any humor at all in this old person stuff. It was just kind of depressing.
Would you say it's more depressing now you found out it was a comedic great's last role on ever?
That's devastating.
Oh, did you know that Fred Willard did a voice on Dexter's Laboratory?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a pretty prolific dude.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Wow. Stair did 2 Ego Quest references in the same episode.
1.5.
I mean, I count that as a full.
Okay. Thanks, sweetie.
Mwah. He was also on Family Matters.
Okay. Our favorite show.
So anyway, yeah, he shows up in both episodes, and does nothing, accomplishes nothing. He's there as like a fun gag, I guess. Like, what's the why do we what? So ideally, something like this would tell us something about the character of Steve Carell.
Or it would push him to do something, like how on the Shield, Vic Mackey has a neurodivergent child who needs therapy, and that pushes him to get more money from corrupt police activities.
Right. What does this do to solidify the character of Mark Naird, other than, I guess, that he's like even more of a shithead than I thought he was before?
Nothing.
Like, you could play it up for him being under stress, but he's a 4-star general. He can afford to get help for his father.
Yeah.
Like those
and his mother, they're both there.
I don't think the mother gets any lines, but he spies on her with the U.S. military satellite.
Yeah.
When she wanders out into traffic.
And in the second episode, she's laying in bed and, I guess, farting.
Or maybe her sleep apnea machine is malfunctioning. It's not.
No,
I think it's farting.
No, it's definitely like the joke is that it's pushing so much air into her that it's making her fart repeatedly.
Is that what your takeaway was?
I'm pretty sure that was the gag.
That was
some weird combination of both.
Yes.
No, her mask is clearly on. That's why I figured the gag was.
I thought he was just saying that he put too much air in to cover up the fact that she was farting.
Yeah. Yes.
Not that there was too much air and that made her fart, because I don't think that's how human beings work.
Oh. Well, look, this show clearly doesn't give a shit about...
Well, I know that's how it works. That's not how the human body works, but I don't think the writers of the show cared.
Oh.
Either way, that made me go into a laughing fit where I just went hysterical like the Joker.
Yeah. Oh, you Joker-fied in this?
Yeah. So actually my laugh count was 1, and it was a really big 1.
Yeah. Almost the two of how big the one was.
I bet there's DeviantArt about that, pumping people full of air to make them fart.
Please don't.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. So yeah, the launch. Steve Carell goes ahead with the launch, even though everybody tries to tell him not to, and he's rewarded for it. Yay!
Yeah.
I love to see the bumbling buffoon succeed. That's a great message.
Also, he mentions that he flew F-14s, which is a Navy aircraft. He's supposed to be from the Air Force. What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure he was just talking out of his ass.
Oh, okay. Oh, you think he's committing stolen valor?
That would be funny.
Well, in the military.
Why not?
That would be funny. But no, instead the shitty asshole gets to win, and we're supposed to be like, yay, I guess. And then he has a discussion with the John Malkovich's character, where John Malkovich is like, so like we did that, and like you were really like, how'd you do it, man? And he's like baffled. Stupid. This is so stupid. The scientist character should be there to act as a foil to him, not to be like, oh, I see. Very well. Yeah. This is a literal quote. He says, very well reasoned. His speech to him is not well reasoned at all. All he says is, I know people. That's not well reasoned.
Yeah.
It means nothing. Nothing he did has anything to do with people.
Also, he doesn't seem to have good people skills at all in this episode.
Listen, I know
basically,
people.
All he said was the reason he went with it is because he needed to. And he needed to take a risk.
If he had a speech about how Space Force is going to get shut down very soon if they don't launch today... That wouldn't make very much sense realistically, but at least that'd give you a narrative reason for it to be good to launch it.
Yeah.
Instead, they're just drinking Budweisers on its porch.
And bonding for some reason.
And the satellite comes in the sky and they can see it with their bare eyes.
Wasn't that a charming moment, though? Where they were out bonding? I loved
that.
No.
I was pretty charmed by it and not at all infuriated that the characterization was already bad. So then, China shows up and just straight up cuts the power sources off of the shuttle, which I think is...
Which is like... kind of funny, you know.
It's kind of funny in the way and how cartoonish it is. It's Looney Tunes-esque and how quickly it shows up and they're just like, and then they just drive away.
Well, yeah, there's realistic space physics. It's slowly, like, ambling up.
Yeah.
But it's got scissors. I mean, in real life, they would have seen that thing coming. They would have been like, hey, China launched a satellite. Or, hey, that Chinese satellite changed its orbit.
Yeah, they wouldn't be like, what is this unidentified object? But yeah, and then that's the end of the episode.
Also, so we learn in the next episode it's a manned craft because there's a little portal. But we'll get to that. Also, this did not result in like military conflict between America and China for some reason.
Yeah.
There's like no conflict at all that we see, is there?
Okay, what if at the end of the episode you see the satellite coming, and then the camera zooms in on the flag, but it's not the Chinese flag, it's the hammer and sickle of the USSR.
That would be a funny gag.
That'd be...
Yeah, I'd like that.
That's way beyond...
Or swastika. Either of those.
Well, that one would not happen.
both of those jokes
but they do have a reason for America's Space Force to get on the moon. If it's a Nazi's spaceship. Fucking with their satellites.
That would be pretty funny, and that would make the show way better, and it's far beyond the talent of the writers of this show.
Yeah, I don't think that would be good.
Just imagine, though, they reveal that literal World War II Nazis
are on the moon and have their own space program now.
Yeah, and I
guess they were stranded, but they figured it out.
And they're actively sabotaging current activity. And I don't know. Give them a nuke.
Well, then you'd have to talk about Trump and how he would react.
Oh,
I feel like he'd be very sympathetic. That's all I'm saying.
Those poor Nazis stranded on the moon. Only thing to comfort them is their nuclear weapons.
Listen, there were a lot of bad decisions on both sides.
Oh yeah, they have nuclear weapons, and they're probably going to use them in the next 30 minutes.
So yeah, the second episode comes along, and he rushes to the space center, and the entire episode is kind of like a bottle episode 13. Sort of deal.
Except, the manager just yelled at everyone instead of being helpful.
Yeah. And the idea is that, like, he's trying to give suggestions, but he's not actually listening to any of them, and, like, all of his suggestions are pretty bad. So then what we get is about 32 minutes of Steve Carell talking to a CGI monkey.
Oh, yeah, it's not a very
good...
Like,
why am I watching him talk to a chimp for... The gag goes for so long.
You can't get that much out of his monkey, especially when it's CGI.
The gag...
You need to have a monkey on screen.
Yeah, imagine if you were, like...
At least give us a puppet.
That you could get 30 minutes out of this gag.
Especially when you promise it's a dog.
The gag lasts the entire episode, and half of the jokes are like, hey, isn't it crazy how chimps eat things?
Yeah, they're like, monkeys eat babies. Isn't that wild?
Oh, no. Chimpanzees eat monkey babies. And human babies.
They're like, wow, chimps eat monkey babies. That's wild, isn't it?
I just don't want people to think chimpanzees are monkeys. That's all.
So yeah, there's a dog and a chimp in space. Better show, honestly. So
apparently, off screen, NASA shot, or the Air Force or Space Force shot a monkey and a chimp into space publicly, and left them to die for PR reasons. And that seems like it's very self-defeating. Just leaving those cute animals to starve to death.
Well, they weren't planning on leaving them to die. Eventually, they would come back into orbit.
No. They said there was a line about how re-entry capsules are too expensive for animals, so they didn't have them.
Oh,
and they name drop all the animals that died in space.
I guess that was a whole thing there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that funny? Were we supposed to laugh?
Yeah, it's real good.
But it doesn't make any sense. How are you supposed to get good PR from killing animals?
Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Funny gag. Just like how we watched this chimp sort of go back and try and weld the thing, and then it doesn't work, right? But don't worry, China saves the chimp.
Yeah,
because we couldn't kill an animal on screen. We can kill it off screen, though, by having a monkey eat a dog.
Yeah, they don't give us any dog in this episode. They give us like one scene of 5 seconds of a chimp playing with a dog. That's really
presumably
what I wanted to see for this episode.
Look, why couldn't we see the dog competently save the situation or something?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, yes. Why would that have been too ridiculous?
Like a monkey was.
I guess they were trying to do like a community type subversion.
No,
they just botched it.
Yeah, Community is not anything I would reference this show with.
Maybe I'm dumb.
Subversion is not. Doesn't seem to be this show's anything.
They were just trying to shock us with the idea of a dead dog, I guess.
Like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
And it was a callback to how chimps eat things, which I guess includes dogs, because
I guess that's good comedy. But also I think most animals would eat other animals when starved for several weeks.
Correct. So yeah, I guess the whole thing here is that like the Chinese are like supposed to be better at us, and we're supposed to be, I guess, rooting for
they kidnapped
the US.
The chimp, or I guess the chimp defects because he seems very into going into that spaceship.
I would defect too.
Yeah, and that's what See, a better show would they would do a storyline about this. How there'd be like a U-2 shoot-down crisis, or like the Cuban Missile Crisis about this chimp being abducted by China.
And maybe they will. Who knows?
No, they don't.
You looked it up.
Yep.
Okay.
So. Yeah, that would be funny. Like, we need to see the news reactions to these types of things.
Yes,
we can't just have it be an insular. Like, that's the problem with treating it like it's a work, like it's The Office, but in space, or like involving space. Is that The Office? You can get away with not having news items about The Office because who cares? It's an office. The Space Force is a literal news grabbing thing.
Yeah, there should be like World War III happening in the background before we even get into the chimp, just because of the China.
Yeah, we need like some we need Mark or like one of the characters watching TV so we can get some clue of what the outside world thinks about all of this. Like, what about the Congress people? They watch this happen and then they just were like, all right, guess it's all cool. Like, they didn't stay in Colorado. They immediately left after 5 p.m.
They're all busy. They're all busy New Yorkers, Swanson. They don't have time for the middle America.
Yeah, I guess that's the impression I was supposed to get from those characters. So yeah, there's also a subplot that is useless about trigonometry.
Yeah, that's where the fart joke comes in. His daughter can't do her math homework and is trying to get help.
And why? Why is this here? Couldn't you have spent that time to, I don't know, use any of the other characters?
Yeah, give us dogs. Give us dog.
You don't even have to give us dog. Give us some of the characters that you literally just spent the last episode introducing. Give us, them doing something. The show is very focused on Steve Carell, which I get. I guess he is supposed to be the central character. But, a workplace comedy does not work with one centralized character. It's supposed to be an ensemble show. That's how workplace comedies work.
It's one centralized character who is not really that likable and has no chemistry with anybody. And it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah. If you're gonna lean into the workplace comedy thing, at least give me an ensemble of characters who are fun and have some sort of chemistry together. Steve Carell doesn't have chemistry with a CGI chimp in this.
We could have gotten a puppet, at least.
No, we just have to have a highly unconvincing CGI chimp.
Yeah, and look at it for a long time.
And
yeah, they should have had that monitor further away from the camera at the very least.
And the joke is that the chimp is an animal.
A chimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, the joke
for some
is
reason,
that
Steve Carell does not understand that. He apparently does not have a theory of mind whatsoever in this program.
No, he doesn't seem to care. Or think. Or feel. I guess he feels. I think that's the one established thing we know about him is that he feels.
I think Homer Simpson would have had a slightly more successful time dealing with this crisis than Steve Carell's character. Maybe 20 to 10%.
Yeah, probably. I think he would at least at some point have listened to someone else.
I think his reaction would have been a lot more human than Steve Carell's.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Zombie Simpsons, Homer.
Yeah, I mean, nobody was freaking out about anything. No one cares.
They had an elaborate plan to fix the satellite using space lasers to push the mirrors back together. But apparently he was not into that, but really wanted to bomb it.
I mean,
well, yeah, that's just what standard procedure. Because when he talks to the Secretary of Defense at the end of the episode, he's like, "Well, no one let you bomb it."
I think this might be one of the most
the thing is,
frustrating things for me about this show is that like everyone in the show either doesn't care or they're just kind of like a little irritated with him.
John Malkovich doesn't care when he's like, "Oh, I don't understand this plan," and John Malkovich just shrugs instead of explaining it to him because they've got like 11 hours to deal with it.
Yeah,
and lets him screw around with the chimp stuff.
Like, wouldn't it be better for that character if he went behind his back and saved the day? Wouldn't that establish that they're on like equal footing?
Yeah, and you can still have the chimp get kidnapped by China.
Yeah,
you can still have you just have him not make it to the satellite with the drill.
Have him reveal at the last moment that what he was doing with the chimp wasn't going to matter in the end because he had already solved the issue. Now he seems like the smart guy who's going to save the day using his science against Steve Carell's, I don't know, gut or whatever he's trying to do.
But then, why is Steve Carell the protagonist and not him?
Because there doesn't need to be a protagonist. It's a workplace comedy.
Oh, you're right. Maybe that's a problem.
That's what I mean. You can't focus on one central character in a workplace comedy.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't a workplace comedy.
Well, there you have it, folks.
This is a political satire.
We did it. We actually analyzed a TV show
about
down
politics.
at Fair Essentials.
That's right. Analyze this TV show. Anyway.
Made for humans like us.
That's right. We're all humans, right? 3
humans.
That's the new name of the podcast.
3 guys having a good time.
All right. So that's it for that. The episode ends. I don't think that's where it ends, but it ends.
3 guys.
And we don't get chimpanzee, diplomatic crisis, or anything like that.
No.
3 guys
any final
sharing
thoughts
a couch.
on the show?
3 guys sharing a bed.
Do you guys have any final thoughts on the episode?
No, I think we said everything we need to say.
I think everyone can tell that we're tuning in on this, right?
Yes. No.
No.
I had an actual show recommendation, but I forgot. So I'm just going to say watch Gundam instead.
Yeah, so that is a tune out on Space Force.
Yeah, and watch Strike Force instead of Trackers or whatever the fuck it was we saw.
There's a tune out on Trackers, too. The first TV tuner is double tune out, yeah.
Double tune out.
Imagine how crazy that would be, a TV tuners episode where we watched multiple shows.
Oh my god, that's stupid.
That would never work.
Happen. That would kill us.
Yeah. Multiple shows? Ugh. We could barely handle this one. Imagine if they were all bad.
Okay, we got to rank them.
That would be the only way it could work.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I meant today. Right now.
Oh God.
Space Force Trackers.
I guess it's Space Force Trackers.
Wait.
Because at least I watched all of Space Force.
I don't know. I think I'm going to forget Trackers, but Space Force I'm going to be a little bit angry about for a while. So maybe Trackers is better.
I don't know. It's forgettable, better than bad enough that you remember.
Irritable?
Yeah.
I don't want this to be in my memory at all. I'm going to rank Trackers above this.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, so that was a tune out on Space Force and Trackers. That's it. And
now we're going to tune out.
Show. Yeah, that's it for this week's episode of the show. We'll be back next week with more TV goodness. Till then, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
I found him.
Hey folks, it's time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know that after we're done recording for 2 hours, Stairmaster achieves sexual satisfaction?